learning from one another. Get a Be Better health plan from Beacon and get simple and affordable medical benefits so you can build a better team. Call 440-4447 or log on to beacon.co.tt for more information.
This is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
I'm reaching my dreams with GUT. They're the ones for me. I'm reaching my dreams with GUT. They're the ones for me. Since 1983, they've been serving the country, and we like all their financing, giving the people what they want, what they need, what they love. Come and join the family that's here for you all the way, from birth to graduation, your first job to your home and your car through your golden years.
The GT Credit Union has been actively supporting nation building through its many sponsorships and programs, including financial literacy quiz, Pass the Torch Calypso program, junior cooperatives in secondary schools, CPEA, and the TAMCC grants. The credit union has helped many people make their dreams come true. Let them help you with yours. You don't have to be a teacher to be a member. So what are you waiting for?
GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
This is the GBN television news for Wednesday, February 17th. Where am I going? 2021. I'm Chrislyn, Lashington. In the headlines, Grenadians can now enjoy an extra 2 hours before curfew. 66-year-old man was discovered dead on the roadside earlier today. Six Senses Hotel embroiled in controversy again. This time concerns around the salt pond. Citizens who took away pieces of shark told its flesh may not be fit for human consumption. And Acting Chief Medical Officer validates AstraZeneca vaccines received in Grenada. We also head over to the GUT as they speak about the silence in classrooms. Trellona Charles is here with international and sports headlines.
Tonight and around the globe, protests continue as protesters in Myanmar await the release of their leader, and a severe winter storm sweeps the United States. Coming up in sports, the inaugural NLA Grenada Premier League T20 tournament is on this weekend, and Paris Saint-Germain defeats Barcelona in Champions League.
Details right after this message.
Get high making money moves with the NLA's new Aces High Scratch game with 4 chances to win. Beat the dealer's card to win the prize shown. Reveal an A symbol. And just like that, you are automatically a winner. Scratch away to win the top prize of $10,000. Win easy with Scratch. Must be 18 or older to play.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. GBN is following reports that a 66-year-old man was discovered dead on the roadside earlier today, Wednesday, in the St. James area of St. Andrew. Police are investigating the circumstances surrounding the discovery and a post-mortem ordered to determine the cause of death. GBN will continue to follow this development and will bring you more details in a later newscast. The daily curfew has been eased further and Grenadians given more time to conduct business. Amendments to Regulations 3 of the principal regulations were made on Wednesday, February 17th, as the start time for the daily curfew moves from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight and ending at 4 a.m. The changes go into effect from Thursday, February 18th as part of the Emergency Powers COVID-19 regulations. As of 4 p.m. on Tuesday, the COVID-19 dashboard for Grenada reported 0 active cases and a total case tally at 148. Leader of the National Democratic Congress, Adrian Thomas, is calling the dumping in the salt pond in Lashington, St. David an environmental crime. He was among several people speaking out on this latest issue. GBN Chrislyn John spoke with both Thomas and development partner for the Six Senses Hotel on Wednesday.
The NDC is not against development, especially in St. David, so says NDC acting political leader Adrian Thomas. However, he said it is disheartening to witness what is taking place presently at the site of the Six Senses Hotel in Lashington, St. David. His concern surrounds the salt pond.
I had the chance to visit the area yesterday. That was on Tuesday afternoon, and I have witnessed that there is an area, a portion of the pond that was dumped to make a road or to make some facility that will accommodate the project, and that means that almost maybe 30% of the pond has been filled. And I do not know. I got from the developer, the construction company, that they will not be filling the entire pond. However, to fill a portion of it, to dump a portion of it, I consider this an economic, environmental crime also.
By the range developers that the natural environment will be preserved as part of their plans. In an exclusive interview on Wednesday with Kamal Scheider, managing partner for Range Development, he says a lot of misinformation is given to the public via social media. He told GBN that allegations are being published without anyone contacting him for an explanation. According to him, they are acting on the advice of professionals in the field of what is best for the area. It is a work in progress, he explained.
A salt pond. We have asked this question, we made our studies, and we asked the question to the environments, please come with your historical data about the salt pond. Because as per our data that we have, and we had it from all people who were living in the area 50, 60, 70 years ago, there was never something called salt pond. It's not a salt pond, it's a pond. And it was connected to the sea. Best environmental situation is to reinstate it in the same how it was 50, 60, 70 years ago. And this is what we are designing and what we are doing.
The developer clarifies their intention for the pond, which he says they have blocked at the moment to avoid sludge flowing into the sea.
The plan of the pond now, as it is, as I said, it will be connected to the sea. It will be mangroves will be replanted. Before we were thinking of using the same mangroves, but we have specialized people, and they said no, better to plant when you finish the work, plant so it can hold better and give better. Unfortunate, as I said, everybody here working in a different way. We have advisors in environment to the project, which is 2 professors in the University of Grenada. Pond will be kept, and when they say that, oh, we are reducing the size. Yes, we are reducing the size, but this is based on studies. We calculated how much is the rainwater coming, how much is coming from the mountain, how much is all these things, because all the ground around it have to be left over, so the size will get smaller.
The NDC leader had another concern, that of beach access. This he would like government to come forward and provide an explanation to the populace.
But we the people in St. David, we'd like to get some information, and the government have to come forward in terms of letting the people have to know exactly what is happening there. They need to explain to the people, will the mangrove be replanted? Will they have access to the Last Pier Beach? What about the bird sanctuary? No, all these things are taking place. Initially, the project started and physical planning had very little involvement in it, and therefore that is not in the best interest of the people. This project lack consultation. The government really and truly did not consult with the people enough, and it is not too late for them to come and have a discussion with the people so that the people can know exactly what is happening there.
Chrislyn John, GBN News.
The 10-foot shark caught and brought to shore in the south of mainland Grenada on Tuesday may not have been in the best of health, and therefore its flesh is not fit for human consumption. That's the advice of local authorities as they report they were unable to secure a sample of the dead shark to carry out tests to determine its reason for coming ashore. Blossom Alexis Welsh has that story.
Following the capture and killing of a mako shark on Dr. Groom's Beach on Tuesday, members of the public are being warned against eating the meat of the animal, since the reason for it coming close to the shore remains unknown. The 10 to 12-foot shark was seen in the ocean swimming erratically, which is typically unusual behavior for a healthy mako, but it was too weak to put up a fight when it was gaffed and landed shortly after it was sighted. Coordinator of the Marine Protected Area at the Fisheries Division, Orlando Harvey, says local marine authorities are unable to determine what was wrong with the shark, as by the time they got to the scene, the shark was dismembered and distributed for meat.
The sharks are not typically observed in our coastal waters, so for some reason it found its way here. From the communication we had with people on the scene, the shark, when it was observed a little bit further out, it was seen swimming erratically. So it wasn't exhibiting typical behavior for a shark that you would expect. And in those cases, we're not sure exactly what the concern with it is, what the health of the shark is, why it's actually beached. You don't typically find it there, so that's a concern. So we typically, when we have situations like that, we try to advise the public not to consume the meat because we don't know if it's a toxin, if it's a parasite, what is the issue with the shark that it found itself in our coastal waters. But we weren't sure if the shark was in the process of dying, so it's kind of hard to tell those kind of things if we don't have material, tissue and stuff to test and do the proper analysis that we're supposed to do.
All that was left on the beach was the head, fins and stomach of the shark. He notes, however, contrary to information being circulated on social media, no plastic or plastic material was found in the shark's mouth or stomach. Mr. Harvey says it is not typical to find that species of shark in Grenada's coastal waters, which is a cause for concern. However, bringing it ashore should not have been the first action.
If it was up to the division, the shark would not have been killed that way or killed at all. We would have tried to maybe lead the shark back offshore and see if it could revive itself. So to have people seeing a shark and physically going out and capturing it and bringing it ashore, that's something a little bit alarming. Another one of the things we don't want to have is where people saying that we have aggressive or ferocious sharks in our water and we need to go out and catch sharks. That's not what we're saying, because, for example, the shark fin mako is an endangered species. The longfin is vulnerable globally, so there are species that are threatened by, I guess, from fishing activities over the decades. So it's species that we don't want to have captured or removed unnecessarily. So I really hope that we don't have another encounter.
Mr. Harvey suggests marine authorities across the Caribbean need to collaborate, as there have been similar occurrences observed with these oceanic shark species in neighboring islands of St. Kitts and Nevis and Dominica in recent months. Blossom Alexis Welsh, GBN News.
Since the arrival of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine last week and its administration to government officials and frontline workers, several concerns have been raised by members of the public concerning the safety of the vaccine and its origin. Details in this report.
Following the issuance of vaccines recently to Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell and health officials on Friday and frontline workers on Tuesday, concerns were raised over why Grenada is using the AstraZeneca vaccine, which has been turned away by some international countries. Acting Chief Medical Officer in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Sean Charles, says these countries have suspended the use of that particular vaccine with reason.
When countries make decisions for different reasons, all right, it does not necessarily have to do with the fact that there is an issue with the vaccine. Now, I am aware that South Africa will not be using it, or they've taken the decision to not use it because there was a small study that was conducted there, and it showed that against the variant that is circulating in South Africa, all right, there was minimal efficacy. All right, meaning that there was minimal. The vaccine was minimally effective at protecting persons from moderate to severe disease in South Africa. What we must be aware of is that there are a number of variants of the COVID-19 virus that are circulating in the world.
Responding to reports of a fake vaccine in distribution originating from China, Dr. Charles said the vaccine Grenada received has been approved by the World Health Organization.
The vaccine that we have in supply is the AstraZeneca vaccine. Remember, there are many vaccine candidates out there, all right? It is the AstraZeneca vaccine. It is the same vaccine that was granted approval by WHO, for emergency use on Monday. It's the AstraZeneca vaccine. It's a vaccine that was developed between AstraZeneca and University of Oxford in the UK. The vaccine is produced in the Serum Institute of India, which is the largest vaccine manufacturing facility in the world. All right, the largest vaccine manufacturing facility in the world. Many of the vaccines from the COVAX facility, this is where the vaccines are made.
The World Health Organization on Monday listed AstraZeneca and Oxford University's COVID-19 vaccine for emergency use, widening access to the relatively inexpensive shot in the developing world. The vaccination is free of cost and is not mandatory to the public. For GBN News, Beverly Tellisford.
Health Minister Nicholas Steele says the answer to all our questions is simple: the COVID-19 vaccine. During a recent press briefing, Minister Steele said in order for things to be restored, everyone must be open to the hope the COVID-19 vaccine provides.
All of the concerns that have been raised here today, outside of the direct questions on vaccination, in terms of schools back to normalcy, in terms of quarantine, in terms of curfew, in terms of size of gathering, on each and every one of those questions and concerns, the true answer is vaccination. How long will we have to keep a curfew and a risk until we have enough citizens vaccinated? How long will we have to keep quarantine policies until we have enough people vaccinated? How long before kids can go back to school normal until we have enough people vaccinated? How long do we have to keep wearing the mask once we're in public areas, or keep the 6-foot distancing if we are anywhere not wearing the mask? Until we have enough people vaccinated.
The health minister said vaccines have proven to be effective in the past in preventing mass infection and major disruptions across the world from even some of the most deadly diseases.
We have not had to close schools, wear masks, and have quarantine for measles, rubella, polio, because we have enough people vaccinated. If we did not have enough people vaccinated for any of those diseases, and a case introduced, or there was a risk of a case coming, we would have to adopt the same measures. The science has not changed with respect to how to deal with infectious diseases. So let us acknowledge the fact that COVID-19 being a new disease forced us to take these measures because the populations of the world were not vaccinated or immune to it.
Indeed, it's so important to be educated about vaccines. This is News at 7. Coming up, GUT says silence is a time for reflection as it engages in differentiating teaching that has no negative effects on students. Stay with us.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here, even when the future seems unclear. Because one thing is certain, you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Paying is faster and easier with Flow FastPay. Use your MasterCard or Visa and pay from anywhere. Log on to discoverflow.co/fastpay and press Consumer. Select your country and enter your account number. Enter the amount to be paid and an email address. Enter your credit card information. You'll receive a payment confirmation with the transaction details, along with a receipt to your email address. It's fast, safe, and easy. Flow, keeping you connected.
Need a quick, convenient way to pay your bills and avoid lines? Use the online banking feature from Republic Bank, First Caribbean, or Co-op Bank. Contact them today to set up your online banking and enjoy 24-hour convenience to make your bill payments. Stay safe. Grenlec, we are united even when we are apart.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
When I need shelter, warmth, security, I know you'll be there. Something in these moments lets me know you care. Maybe the way you shield me, maybe it's your smiles and the way you tell me it's okay to try. Now I'm invincible. I can pack my sack, I can take the long road, 'cause it's okay to look back if I am scared. I know you're there. Arise, together there's no limit to what we can do. Arise, with no wings, fly. Arise, and we're so high, enjoy the view.
This is Ariza, your financial freedom, your future.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform. Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
And leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here, even when the future seems unclear. Because one thing is certain, you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back. The Grenada Union of Teachers has responded to the concept that some of their industrial actions can generate a form of psychological effect on students. This, they say, is far from the truth as they engage in a different form of teaching. More in this report.
Silence in the classroom is a form of differentiating teaching and not in any way an act to affect students emotionally or psychologically. In fact, according to Kenny James, past president of the Grenada Union of Teachers, a silent class is a time for reflective learning. He said that today, teachers in Grenada have never failed their students.
It affords him or her the opportunity to appreciate that there must be moments of silence, and for good purpose. COVID-19 hit last year. As a country, while the region was making noise about results, we were woefully silent. Why? Because our teachers did their jobs. So the teachers of this country has proven to you, the citizens, that these things about teachers, when we take action, would negatively affect your children and your child's results. These are only fallacies.
The notion that the action of teachers can create an emotional or psychological strain on students is a strategy that is used to get the public's eyes off what is important.
What is important is for you to understand that we are Grenadians just like you. We are parents just like you. And we want every Grenadian child to succeed. But in that success, we must be given what is justly ours. And you work with us to get that. We work the magic with your children, that you, your children, and the nation is satisfied with the intellectual and educational successes.
The former GUT president says that the action of teachers is a lesson for all students, some that can create an intellectual revolution on the island.
Here's what. As a young person in Grenada, you have to learn to stand up for what is right and what is justly yours. And if this is the only lesson you would learn in this process, learn it and learn it well. When it is yours, when it is right, you fight for it. You stand up for it because it is right, it is just. And once we as a country could appreciate that, we have begun an intellectual revolution to transform the minds of our people.
James was speaking at Wednesday's press conference held by members of the GUT. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear reporting.
Executive members of the Grenada Union of Teachers say that while they are working toward a solution to government's refusal to honor their 4% salary increase, they will continue with protest action until both parties meet a common understanding. We hear more in this Rena Pear report.
After meeting with Grenada teachers last week, President of the Grenada Union of Teachers, Marvin Andel, says they are holding strong in the fight to obtain what is rightfully theirs. Andel says that teachers both on the mainland and in Carriacou and Petit Martinique are strongly behind them and are ready to march again this coming Friday.
We have 3 marches on Friday. There'll be a march in St. George, starting in front of PW, led by the PW. We'll have one and starting at Carlton Junction on Friday, and there will be one in Hillsborough. So we continue our actions, and we continue to have the overwhelming support of our members.
Today, date, teachers have not received that 4% salary increase due to them at the end of January by their employers after teachers refused the government's deferral request. The president says despite continuing with the industrial actions, they are trying to resolve the issues in other forms.
We have engaged the Labor Commissioner. We have a dispute resolution process as set out in our collective agreement. We would go by our agreement. Our agreement says that if there is a grievance coming out of the agreement, what should happen? And we have begun following that process. We engaged the Labor Commissioner. We wrote to him on the 28th of January. We had a meeting with him on the 9th of February. And this Friday, he has invited us to meet with him and the government team to discuss our grievance. So the process of trying to find resolution is on.
Andels was speaking at a press briefing held by GUT on Wednesday. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear reporting.
Trade unionist Brian Grimes believes that the survival of the trade union movement is at stake in the fight for the 4% increase in salaries. Thus, he's calling for a date to be set in writing from the government as to when they will pay salary increases to public workers. Jared Joseph has that story.
There are some workers that, truthfully, they are of the thinking, well, it's a pandemic period and they have the national interest at heart. But I can tell you, in speaking to workers, no worker is of the belief that the government can unilaterally say, when we have the money, we go pay you. That is unacceptable. So a date needs to be stated. State the date.
State the date. This is the request or demand by trade unionist Brian Grimes, who also responded to local pundits who believe this is not the right time for industrial actions.
The 4% is not going to be used to increase the standard of living. Based on inflation, it is just to maintain a standard of living and just keep it on the borderline. Everybody in Grenada knows that prices for commodities, foodstuff, everything is going up. So that 4% is just to maintain, not asking for much.
Grimes expounds on why he believes this fight involves the survival of the labor movement, citing that workers and unions have no choice but to fight.
Within the last 3 years in Grenada, we have seen treaties broken coming from the memorandum of understanding signed our pension. That was broken. The workers subsequently took action, took to the streets, and then ruthlessly and viciously their salaries were docked during a Christmas period in 2018, right? So this happened. In that same period, we have seen the proliferation of contract work, right? And now we are seeing that our employer, they are basically unilaterally violating the terms and conditions of a signed agreement.
The rights of workers and the integrity of the labor movement, he says, are under siege and are being undermined by the actions of government. The trade unionist says the ball is now in the government's court.
All the government has to do is come back to the table with the unions and ensure that a date is stated. State the date, right? The movement deserves it, the workers deserve it, and the country deserves it. Because I'll tell you what, the movement and the labor unions have absolutely no choice but to fight for their rights in this matter. If they do not fight, and we see a trend where the employer can simply break something or say, whenever we have the money, we're going to pay. The professionalism, the integrity of signed agreements will go down the drain. So we are asking as a worker, as a trade unionist, that the government calls the union back to the table, because for the sake of the children, for the sake of the general public, peace will be the optimum end game.
I am Jared Joseph for GBN News.
And now we turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media. Trellona Charles has been looking around the platforms.
This is Social Buzz, where we shine a light on the thoughts and concerns of our online audience.
Yesterday, videos circulated around various media platforms of a shark which was sighted at Grooms Beach, St. George. However, the video, which showed the shark being dragged out of the water and onto the sand, has gained mixed comments from viewers on GBN's Facebook page. Many of our online viewers shared their thoughts on what took place. Daryl commented, "Stop, stop, stop this ignorant behavior. That shark was no threat to anyone. Stop, stop, stop the fear-mongering on all of your newscasts. These sharks have no interest in you." Research says that Grenada has not had anyone bitten by a shark since the 1970s. Brian added, "They better eat it. If not, action needs to be taken." Kate commented, "Why has someone killed this shark? What did it do to deserve this? Is the carcass going to be left to rot? I am ashamed and horrified by this action. Shame on you, whoever is responsible." Dolly had a different reaction. She said, "To the people that are asking why he killed the shark, do you all know that sharks are a threat to human lives? They eat people." Kelly had a similar train of thought and wrote, "I wonder if they had left the shark and then it attacked some young child or someone on a beach somewhere, and they ended up losing a limb or their lives, how the reaction would be. Fisher folk catch sharks all the time, so stop crying. It's not the first time, so dry your tears. And go down by Wall Street Friday and get some delicious fried shark and bakes." And another individual commented, "It's never attacked anyone. I go spearfishing in that area and I've seen it. As soon as the shark sees us, it swims away like any other fish. Panic really messes up our minds." That's it for tonight's Social Buzz. If you would like to have your thoughts and concerns shared, be sure to comment on GBN's Facebook page.
Another example of education being so important. We're turning our attention from the visual impact to taking a peek into the GBN eyesore lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN eyesore is brought to you by Clear Vision.
You know us, but we're new. You feel at home with every visit. An experienced team offering personalized courtier service and trendy brand name lifestyle products. We're changing the vision care landscape one customer at a time. Clear Vision Eye Center. People and technology coming together to help you see the world with a clearer vision.
Tonight, our eyesore reporter submitted an aerial shot of the sister isle of Petite Martinique. The picturesque photo captures from above all the hills, roads, jetties, and reefs along the island. From overhead, a number of boats can be seen in the water surrounding the island. It was captured by local photographer Mike James. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Wow, that's just beautiful. Still ahead, more tributes to former government minister Elvin Nimrod as members of parliament assembled on Tuesday to pay their respects. This is News at 7.
What are you looking for? Top quality copy paper, linen paper, bond paper maybe, or lunch bags, maybe a gift set, or maybe you're just not sure. Then visit us today. K&R Bookstore. We are so much more than your regular bookstore. Visit us at the corner of Scotch and Young Street, or give us a call 420-5307 or 321-3500. K&R Bookstore. Convenience, quality, excellent prices.
Tropical shipping is fast and reliable. Always on time, safe and affordable. Friendly staff here to connect you. Tropical worldwide, you must get you. Shop online and you get it on time. Hassle free to meet your deadline. Consolidate any size, any load. With tropical shipping, so we ship everything. I can't wait to ship with tropical. I can't wait. No package too big, too small. I cannot wait to ship with tropical. No package too big, too small. Just ship with tropical.
Local agents, George F. Huggins and Company, Grenada Limited. Telephone number 440-8787 or visit our website at www.tropical.com. Email us at grenadasales@tropical.com. Tropical Shipping, committed to island life.
How going on, boy? Hey, good old things. Hey, easy. Yeah. Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day. Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service. Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy. Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
We understand it can be hard getting from the bus terminal to the Kirani James Athletic Stadium just to get your fresh fruits and veggies. But guess what? Your troubles are over. Enjoy a free bus shuttle from the bus terminal to the temporary market at the Kirani James Stadium
every Friday and Saturday until the end of March.
Let us buy local, eat local, and support our local market vendors.
Imagine your day without having to wait in line, without having to write at every store, without touching the pen everyone else used, having your info exposed to everyone. Sounds great, huh? Well, it's possible. Here is TEDA. With TEDA, you download once, register once, and just scan to check in everywhere. No hassle, no forms, no hold up. Simple and easy. TEDA lets you explore, discover new places, new products, and new experiences. What are you waiting for? Get TEDA for free from your app store today and enjoy contactless convenience.
Do you know what time it is? You guessed right, it's detox time again at Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Purchase our 7-day cleansing pack for only $500. Includes everything you need for a complete total body cleanse. Cleanse your blood, kidney, liver, and colon. This cleanse will help you lighten up and get rid of the excess. Also available are our special product detox combo pack for only $100. Try our single detox products starting from $40. Check us out now. Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area, or call us on 231-6642, 449-7753, or 418-7115. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. Detox, your way to health.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Your hard work, talent, and creativity, plus Flow, equals more ways to chase your dreams. Flow is connecting all of Grenada, from Point Salines to Hillsborough, with the most reliable connection on the island. So now everyone can work, study, and keep moving forward together. Visit discoverflow.co for more information.
GBN is following reports of 2 houses that burned in the Maribor St. Andrew area late this evening. Reports are that one house caught fire, and at the time, a father and his son were inside the house. However, they escaped without injuries. The other house, which belongs to the daughter of the first house owner, was partially destroyed by fire. However, contents from the house were saved as villagers rushed in to assist. GBN will continue to follow this story.
But they done nothing they save.
Yeah, the next house catching down. In other news, a motion was passed to recognize the substantial contributions made by the late Elvin Nimrod as a resolute parliamentarian. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, on moving the motion in the special sitting of both houses of Parliament on Tuesday, expressed sympathy to the family, relatives, and friends of Elvin Nimrod. Prime Minister Mitchell said they will honor him for his humbled and distinguished service to the people, government, and Parliament of Grenada. Gerard Joseph tuned in to the joint sitting and sends us this story.
I rise this morning to proudly pay tribute to my mentor, my political father, my predecessor, my friend, my Kakabawe brother, the Honorable Elvin G. Nimrod, of blessed memory.
Recalling the life of Mr. Elvin G. Nimrod, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, the final speaker in the joint sitting, openly shed tears for the man he refers to as his brother. The current parliamentary representative for the Sister Isles was given the opportunity to give the first tribute to the late Elvin Nimrod. Kindra Mathurin Stewart said it was a sad time for her and the people of Carriacou and Petit-Martinique as they mourn the passing of his stalwart.
Mr. President, Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Elvin Nimrod, as he told me, entered into politics because he felt the need and that deep-rooted desire to enhance and to improve the lives of the people of Carriacou and Petit-Martinique.
She said, as a parliamentarian, Nimrod served the people of the Sister Isles for 19 consecutive years. Minister Mathurin Stewart stated the late parliamentarian was instrumental in the desalination plant construction, as well as several other projects in Carriacou and Petit-Martinique. Opposition leader Tobias Clement, reminiscing on the life of Elvin Nimrod, said Nimrod started as an independent candidate and not a member of the new National Party.
He promoted a vision for Carriacou that is still lasting today. In that he said to me in our discussion then as a youth that imagine two prime ministers came from Carriacou, H.A. Blaise and Nicholas Brathwaite, and he cannot understand why Carriacou is not getting its fair share. And that was his mantra, the fair share for Carriacou and Petit-Martinique.
President of the Senate, Chester Humphrey, Senators Simon Steele and Nolan Cox, both from Carriacou, shared their connections and relationships with the late parliamentarian. Agriculture Minister Peter David spoke on his long-standing relationship with Elvin Nimrod, which dated back to practicing law together in New York.
Remember our struggles in the Parliament of Grenada, that the years when there was 8-7 in the Parliament. It was, you know, one of us had to go last before the leader of the opposition and the Prime Minister. One of us always had to go last. And we were always going at each other. But what stood out for me is that when we left Parliament, it was Mopsido and Pedro. We were good. I remember once. But over the years, we had these issues. Who ended up going last? And I would somehow get to last. But Mopsido, this one time, he walked on me. As it was coming down to the end, he disappeared from the hall. So we assumed he left because he had an emergency. So when it came down to me, I stood and I started speaking. 5 minutes after which Mopsido waltzed into the room and said, "I catch you today."
Many of the parliamentary representatives and senators were in high praise for the passion Nimrod had shown for the people of Carriacou and Petit-Martinique, while extending condolences to his family. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Work estimated to cost over $900,000 is ongoing on the third phase of the St. George Market Square project. This phase of the project will bring a level of comfort to vendors who provide vegetables to the public. Rena Pear spoke to the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Infrastructure to bring you this story.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Infrastructure Development, Mrs. Marina Jessime, says that she is so far pleased with the work done on the third phase of the St. George Market Square. The project, which is contracted to local contractor Ryan Morrill, involves the construction of suitable stalls for vegetable vendors in the market.
Currently, I could say that if someone visits the St. George's Market Square, they would see the fabrication of the steel structure that will be the roof for the new building. People are calling us and saying it is quite looking nicely. I must say that with the subcontractor that will be doing the covering of the roof on Saturday morning to see, I'm happy to note that the material is on island. Based on the plans in the upcoming 2 weeks, we believe that the roof can commence, and it will take the subcontractor about 3 to 4 weeks to finish the roof.
The PS says that while the project is on track, they have faced some challenges.
It was quite a challenge for us to find all kinds of ways to bring the material on island. Because of COVID-19, shipment is not so easy. But I'm happy to say that the material is on island, and that the contractor is awaiting once the roof, everything is finished, so they could start. We are still working towards March, end of March, third week of March, fourth week of March, to see that we finalize the majority of the work. So I'm very pleased with what is happening.
Jessime explains that the new structure will create a more welcoming and attractive environment for customers and vendors.
Once we have the main construction of the building finalized, then we will look at the interior finishing with the vending tables and so. And I think that will be exciting to see that the tables will be tables in keeping with all the COVID-19 protocols, so they will be tiled, so cleaning is easy and so.
Phase 1 and 2 of the St. George's Market Square are already complete and were open to the public and vendors in September of 2020. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear reporting.
Stay with us. Weather and sports up next.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Hills and Valley Pharmacy offers both wholesale and retail pharmaceutical and over-the-counter products. We have the most competitive and affordable prices. We are the agents for Vit Plus multivitamin for healthy everyday lifestyle and Sanatogen powder. Hills and Valley Pharmacy supplies the best quality, name brand clinical products such as Rescue Oil, Bio Oil, Neutrogena, Aveeno, and Clarisil. We offer the most convenient opening hours. Our telephone numbers are 435-6904 or 6903. Remember, at Hills and Valley Pharmacy, your health is our business. We care.
Now open, Hills and Valley Medicare Center, your one-stop for medical supplies, massage therapy, physiotherapy, and an in-house physician. At Hills and Valley, your health is our business.
Keeping an eye on the weather, this is GBN. We've got you covered.
Let's see what the weather has in store for us. Tonight's minimum temperature is 24.5 degrees Celsius. Weather is expected to be generally fair, becoming partly cloudy at times with the possible isolated shower. Winds northeasterly to easterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas moderate to rough. Waves 6 feet in northerly to northeasterly swells. A marine advisory is in effect. Tides are high at 7:30 p.m. and low at 1:30 a.m. Looking ahead, Thursday's weather is expected to be generally fair and windy, becoming partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy with few brief to widely scattered early morning showers. On Friday, partly cloudy to cloudy and windy with few brief to widely scattered showers, becoming generally fair during the afternoon. Sounds a little bit like today. And on Saturday, generally fair and windy, becoming partly cloudy at times with few brief morning and nighttime showers. That's it for your weather forecast right here on GBN News.
Good evening, sporting fans. I'm Trellona Charles. The inaugural NLA Grenada Premier League T20 tournament is on this weekend, as the competition is scheduled for Saturday, February 20th. The T20 tournament, organized by the Grenada Cricket Association, would see 6 parishes participating under strict COVID-19 protocols. All 19 matches for the competition will be played at the National Cricket Stadium, with games being played on Saturdays and Sundays. St. John versus St. Andrew is the opening match for the tournament from 9:30, with St. David taking on St. Mark from 1:30 in Game 2. March 28th is the targeted end date for the T20 competition. Kylian Mbappe became just the 10th player ever to score a competitive hat-trick away to Barcelona on Tuesday. The World Cup winner netted a sensational treble as Paris Saint-Germain took command of their Champions League last 16 tie with a 4-1 away win in the first leg. Mbappe's smart close-range finish cancelled out Lionel Messi's penalty opener before he tapped in after halftime to give PSG the lead for the first time. Moise Kean added to that advantage before a sublime breakaway fourth saw Mbappe sweep a stunning finish into the top right corner. The France forward is the first visiting player to score 3 times at Camp Nou since Diego Forlan's hat-trick for Villarreal in 2005. That's it for sports. Up next, Around the Globe. Tonight we take a probe around the globe to see what's happening. Myanmar's overthrown leader is set to be released on Wednesday, but there is no sign yet that Aung San Suu Kyi will be freed. Protesters are increasing pressure on the military to release her. Some gathered in central Yangon, causing traffic jams to try and get their message across. Al Jazeera's Scott Hidler reports.
In a creative move by anti-coup protesters in Yangon, many pretend that their cars have broken down in the city center. parking in the middle of streets and on bridges, an act of civil disobedience to vent their anger at the military for overthrowing the government, but also to make it difficult for security forces to move around the city as protesters gather for another day of rallies. Calls for the Broken Down Car campaign came soon after the internet blackout was lifted at 9 a.m. local time, the third straight nighttime blackout. The campaign called off late morning to make way for this. Thousands of people gathering in the Sule Pagoda area of Yangon right next to City Hall. The protest was announced late Tuesday after the junta spokesman said that the military did not stage a coup when it overthrew the civilian government led by Aung San Suu Kyi. Adding to that, news that a second charge has been filed against Suu Kyi.
The military told the public that Aung San Suu Kyi would appear in court on February 17, but they changed it to get media attention. We assume that the military has done this on purpose, so they can file one more charge against her. This is the reason we are on the street again.
And those on the streets on Tuesday in the southern township of Miamia faced rubber bullets and tear gas fired by security forces. The protesters gathered to call for the release of a detained school principal who had been taking part in the civil disobedience movement. Since the coup on February 1st, hundreds of people have been arrested. Back in Yangon, the punk rock band Rebel Riot does more than just play music. It also fronts the organization Food, Not Bombs, delivering hundreds of food boxes each week to those in need. They've been busy since the coup.
Myanmar people are in trouble. The economy is descending into darkness. People cannot sleep at night, can't even eat, and are getting threatened. But there are people across generations, older and younger, who have no fear now. That is why we have to oppose the junta.
And more people are showing up to show that growing opposition. But the junta appears to be ignoring that, instead further justifying its takeover and arresting more people who are organizing or even just taking part in the movement to counter its coup. Scott Heidler, Al Jazeera.
A severe winter storm has killed at least 21 people across the central and southern United States. Record low temperatures have left more than 3 million people without power for a second night, most of them in the state of Texas. Al Jazeera's Alexandra Byers reports.
Chaos. Electricity grids have failed, leaving millions of people without power in dangerously cold temperatures.
We lost power yesterday morning, and the houses start getting real cold, like around 2 o'clock, and then we got all the blankets out. We tried to all sleep together to keep us warm, come to the cars to keep our phones charged, and then today when we got up, there was no water.
A family of 4 died in a house fire near Houston while using their fireplace to keep warm. Hospitals have been overwhelmed by hundreds of people suffering from carbon monoxide poisoning, and hundreds of thousands have been advised to boil water after treatment plants went down. And it's not just Texas that's affected. Emergencies have been declared in several states across the central and southern U.S. The storm brought thundersnow and tornadoes, including one in North Carolina that killed several people. President Joe Biden is promising additional emergency resources. The extreme weather can be traced to a mass of Arctic air that's normally near the North Pole. Occasionally, the system is disrupted, sending freezing temperatures south. But it's reported to be happening more often, and scientists are looking into whether climate change is to blame. Events like this highlight the country's vulnerabilities.
Businesses in Europe, in North America, in the Middle East aren't going to come away unscathed. There's going to be significant costs in terms of damages unless we start investing in resilience measures, which may seem expensive now, but they'll more likely save money in the longer run.
The governor of Texas has called for an investigation into why services failed and for the state's power grid to be improved. In the meantime, millions will endure another night without power, and the cold isn't expected to ease up until the weekend. Alexandra Byers, Al Jazeera.
That's it for tonight's Probe Around the Globe. Stay with us for a recap of tonight's top stories.
A recap of this evening's headlines. Curfew hours changed to begin at midnight and end at 4 a.m. 66-year-old man found dead along roadside in St. James, St. Andrew. Fire at Maribor, St. Andrew. Citizens who took away pieces of shark told its flesh may not be fit for human consumption. Acting Chief Medical Officer validates the AstraZeneca vaccines received in Grenada. In around the globe, protesters in Myanmar await the release of their leader while a severe winter storm sweeps the United States. In sports, the inaugural NLA Grenada Premier League T20 tournament is on this weekend, and PSG defeats Barcelona in Champions League. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at www.gbn.gd or on GBN Television's Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Chrislyn Lashington. That's the news. We'll see you again. Good night.